Hello. Start off with the obligatory beer. It's the duvel triple hop citra. Schola. All right. In today's session, the plan is to continue working on a part that I wanted to demo to at work, where I showcase that what the difference is between spring-data-jdbc quote repository, a regular one that uses a template, and then a where is that one actually? A JPA one. So using Hibernate. And right now we're stuck. Maybe I should just close a bunch of stuff. Or like stuck. There's an issue where we're getting these things like not a managed type code tracker JPA, and then also if we navigate there to this thing, IntelliJ is complaining that it should have a public protected no-arg constructor, but we're already using the JPA compiler plugin. Yeah, so maybe that's what the issue is. Hello, Alex. What's up? Oh yeah. So I hope I can make it work today, otherwise I'm a bit screwed. My idea now is to just really isolate it and start from a Spring Boot initiator thing. I forgot what it's called, this thing. Where I just sell an initializer, sorry. Where I want to say use Gradle Kotlin, use Kotlin, add dependency, and then it should be JPA. This is the thing I want. And then hopefully, maybe what happens if you click on this? Explore. Ah, voilà. So plugin. Maybe that's the issue that Kotlin 2.0 doesn't support it yet. That could be an issue. And then they're using Spring Boot Starter Data JPA, which we already have. The just Spring Boot Starter test. And that's about it. So I guess maybe if we downsize again or downgrade back to an older version of Kotlin, it will just work. So let's try that thing first. 1.9.24 if I wasn't mistaken, and maybe we can just extract it somewhere. Voila. That doesn't seem to work. Does this work? No. Okay, then I'm going to just maybe if we do it like this, it will work. I'm not sure that the plugins block can access the global scope when it gets evaluated. It doesn't look like it. Voila. That looks a little bit better. The other thing I'm going to try is disable the K2 Kotlin mode for now. And I think I'll have to restart IntelliJ after I've clicked apply, but let's wait for this to be finished, which it just has, so great. Okay, voila. I want this one. There we go. Switch back to presentation mode. Okay, it's indexing, so let's take a sip of our beer. Or a gulp, I should say. Oh my. I like the branding on this Citra bottle. It's got like a cool Hops Dragon or something. Hops Hydra, in fact. Triple heads. Cool. Let's get rid of that one and then do another compilation pass. Maybe it'll just work now. I don't know. So we're trying to fix this IntelliJ warning indicating that our plugin isn't working. This one specifically. And maybe it has something to do with the Spring Boot version as well, which we have defined, I guess, elsewhere. Where is that defined, in fact? Is it the... yeah, it should be here. Let's look at what version they recommend here. 3.3.0. And then they've got a... maybe that one is also important to have then. So... slight upgrade. Let's use these, huh? Then we're using the same example as the initiator, or same versions as the initiator, and it should be just working then, I hope. But you never know, huh? I think the indexing is quite fast. He's no longer complaining. That's great. Here it's complaining because should have a primary key. Okay. This is much better. Hello, the subber. Welcome back to Spring configuration hell. We managed to make something work though, which is nice. I added another version of the code repository to the code repository contract test. This time it's one that gets provided with JPA, just to show as a demo so that I could explain it to people at work what the difference is between those different kinds of implementations. Oh, unsupported database PostgreSQL. Yeah, wacht. I read something somewhere that after they upgraded to the newer Spring version, they had to include more... So let's do JPA again. Then there was also Flyway I want to add. And now if we explore, it's likely that we need more Flyway dependencies. Oh no, okay. Someone told me that the Flyway dependencies have now been modularized so that you have to explicitly define not just Flyway but also Flyway, what is it? God, I hate doing this again. Flyway and then Postgres. Voilà. Let's see what happens with this thing. Yeah, so that's what they meant. So you'll need a specific Flyway Postgres driver for Flyway now, because it doesn't come packaged with everything anymore, whereas before it used to. So now this should fix stuff. Oh wait, this should fix this error, in fact. I hope, at least. Then if I run again, we should get past that error, in fact. I hope. Voilà. So now we're back to the previous thing where it says not a managed type. don't know. It might be because of this part, so that it's not being it's illegal or something, I don't know. Does the error message say anything else here, perhaps? Not exactly. Not unmanaged. What does it mean? Internet, help me out. SpringData JPA. Should be good enough. There's this thing here too. It's always nicer to read, I guess. Missed at entity annotation. I'm not sure that we forgot to do that. Because it's right here. We also have its SpringData JPA repository. Ah yeah, here's the entity without annotation. And finally, we have a place that scans, blah blah blah. Fixing the issue. Let's add in. They just add the entity and that's it. Ah, here. Migration from this is the thing. Oh, this looks what I have. But I'm not using Spring Boot 2. This might be a thing. And missing entity scan. The up package by... Wait, what is in the up package again now?
Right.
SpringData looks at repositories under the main class package and its sub packages, because we need to specify the base repository package using @enable JPA repositories. Yeah.
Aye.
The logic for entity scan is the same as for repository scan. The packages under our app package were scanned. Where does it say app? Here, spring.app, and then you define, you should look at Baldung spring.repository, because that's where the repository lives. Yeah, okay. So then what? Oh, you need to say @entity scan. Okay. Let's see. So we have this one, this test. Here it says go look at that package for the JPA repositories, and then what we want to do is also go look there for entity scan. What a silly mistake of mine. So now I'm hoping that we'll eventually get that issue that IntelliJ is reporting. Yeah, now we're there. Oh, that's going quite okay, huh? This trial and error stuff. Alright, so here is that thing. So now we can just use IntelliJ's helpful hints. And then I forgot everything about JPA, of course. Basic attribute should not be a container. Is there a... Oh, no quick fixes, that's unfortunate. Basic attribute type. What the fuck does that even mean, dude? Is there like a many to one or something that we need to say? Many to one, how does it work again? I don't want this do anything at all? Nee, then here should not be a container. What should it be then? Can we do a list? Same issue. What if you go like this? Then it must be one too many probably. Voila. Okay. Next. This thing shouldn't be an entity in fact. But I do want to say that it should go to this table because I don't want to modify my schema anymore. How do you go about doing that? Crikey. Jointable. Join table, yeah. Use name equals quote lines. Maybe that's already good enough. And then I think there's also something like you can go like where it says embedded or something. More than one attribute. Oh. What does this do then? Is there a shortcut for this? No. Huh. So it would be nice if you showed me. KKK specifies a persistent field or property whose value is an instance. That's not what I want, I guess. No. I think I do want the one-to-many then. But can you not say that these are like should not be? Let's go look it up. Yeah, I completely forget. Well, do spring-data JPA. Damn, there's so much stuff in there. Oh my. I guess we'll do one-to-many. Testing, we don't care about that, huh? Oh, yeah. User has a, what's this? A post can have one user. Bidirectional, we don't want that. Add data, what's that thing? The hell? Set based user. What does that add data thing do? Is that a Lombok annotation maybe? See, it doesn't exist, eh? I guess I want it simpler than this. One too many mapped by, and then that's a field in post, I guess. But in this case, both of them have to be have to have an identifier. Like I don't like that it's like / other fields, but ID seems to be like an important part about it. Okay, so we've got the department. This thing still has an ID. I'm not sure if I want that. What do I care about an ID? Maybe it can be the order or something then? Isn't there like a way to nest them or something? Why doesn't it just work? Wait, my. I just want to use JPA and then add the 1 to many without pointing to an entity. Does that work? How do we link them now, in fact? When I look at the other repository. Wait, this is the GP. That's not what I wanted, I guess. The other one. Where is the other one? Is it this one? Yeah, data JDBC, that's the one I normally use, eh? So I tell it, yo, go look at all of these, and then what we say is... How does that work, in fact? Ah, yeah, wacht, hè. This is tricky. There is in fact an ID. Wacht, if we go look at the DP migration, yeah. So quote is the, how do you say that? This is the regular quote entity, and these are its lines, and they're linked because this defines a link to this ID, in fact. So what we should say is that they are linked with a column called ID. Here is the config again. And then we should say you should join columns on this, and then Something like this then. Yeah, and this stuff, I don't know. What's the ratio? Oh, yeah, okay, he's complaining about that part. But we have... Maybe I don't want to do this just yet. Well, yeah. From. Oh. I don't know how to write HQL, young. All I wanted was to run that test. Something else going on. Ah, wait. Oh, what's this thing again? Yeah. So this uses the quote ID, which is a quote ID, I think. And then we can use that one over here. Value, something like that. And then this should be this dot ID. Okay. Just to make it compile, because I don't think we're even using that. However, if we look at this test, where is that one again? In data JPA, this one. Okay, let's run it again. Boom. Wee. Ah, this is okay. It's not complaining about JPA stuff anymore, so that's nice. So we'll try to do quote DAO save, I think. And then what do we want to save? We want to save a quote dot to record, and then it's returning a quote record JPA. This we want to say dot to quote, and then I guess we wrap it in a result, which is a success. Or not. What did I call this thing then? An okay, okay. Yes. Error relation quote line record JPA doesn't exist. What? Godman, ja. Is it inverse join columns? Or it defaults to something like this one. And when does it complain about that? Shit, it's on the save. That's unfortunate. I guess I always want to just run this one because it's the most simple case for now. No. And now I guess there's the issue that it first needs to save the quote line record JPA before it saves the quote itself. Or something. Sort of wished it saved it. But this is why I don't think it should be an entity. Indeed, it's not. Ah, maybe it's the cascade I need. It's been a while. It's on here, I guess. Yeah. Cascade type all. Sure. What's the mobbed by thing? Try again. Quote record JPA ID doesn't exist. No, that's correct. Why would you think it does? Well, where is it failing this time, huh? Execute query. Still on the save though. Should I go like copy name or something? Do you guys still commonly use Hibernate? Unfortunately, it's still used quite often, as I've understood from my fellow colleagues. But I think in the last 2 projects I've worked on, or 3 even, I've never used Hibernate anymore. So I'm like completely out of date with that stuff. So yeah. It's unfortunate that it's still being used, because it requires so much expertise. Maar ja. Och man, toch echt, ja. Also the errors are not very helpful neither. So of course this doesn't exist, but where is he getting it from? What if we get rid of this stuff? Wait. And also, I guess there's no sense in even defining it because it's all defined over here, huh? And magic things, the worst, huh? I guess it's trying to implicitly find the ID or something. But why? Ah, wacht. Wait, but that doesn't... Because here it's trying to find the ID. The add, those two things are from here, huh? And then it's gonna go for... Oh wait, no, this is a different table. And then it's the line where it's taking the record JPA ID quote. So some magic stuff. Quote, which I guess was this one before. Then we've got name, order, and text. And it's trying to join on the record JPA ID. L11. What the fuck is this? I need a quote lines ID and a foreign. Do you need to define a foreign key here somewhere? Maybe. I saw that somewhere. Should this be foreign key or something then? ID means that it will treat quote ID as primary key of quote lines. Well, yeah. I don't have that. I guess I don't really know how it works. In fact, because I don't have. And if we look at that quote table thing, this thing doesn't have an ID. Maybe that's an issue or something then. Should I have one? Should I add it? Nee, hè? Oh, dank u.
Dag chat.
Dag, je moet dag zeggen tegen...
Hi chat.
Nee, tegen...
De sabba. Hi. Allee, slaantje va.
Slaantje va.
Als die leeg is, gaan we terug naar Scotland.
Oké.
Ja.
Yummy. yeah, crap. Guess what I want to do is avoid adding stuff to that table that doesn't really get used by the other repositories. But I'm not sure if, like, now this makes me think that I actually need it somehow. It's not gonna be in there. That is the work. Just link to the quote in the line then. Yeah, I guess I don't want to reference this one because then it looks like a bidirectional relationship. Because I guess now I need to say, actually this thing here is a many to one, where sure we can do this. Even this is incorrect. No. Isn't there like a way to ignore the ID or something? Fucking hell. Ah yeah, just quote record, sorry. Like this. And then we can do the many to one. And then it's no longer complaining, but then it's complaining that it doesn't have a primary key. Ugh, disgusting. Can we add one, but then because now it's happy, and maybe we can always just generate a new one. Yeah. So now the issue is that we can't just create. Wait, here we're creating a quote line record JPA. Let's move it to the bottom, and then fix this part here. So instead of using a quote ID, now I need the quote. And here I want the quote to record. And then if we map back from this thing here, it's to record. Why is it complaining? It's this one that's not being used. Oh yeah, it's not this.id, but just this. Yeah, voila. Problem. I want this thing. Okay. Yeah, you cannot do that because it uses this one, of course. So we're you're stuck in an endless loop. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh god. That's what bidirectional relationships get you. Undo, undo, undo. Flip all the tables. Gladly. Run some stuff. Oh, and then this annoying select. So the way I understood it is that the save might actually just work, but afterwards it's trying to select to check whether it's dirty or not. Your entities that you're trying to persist, and we're not even here. Fucking, I hate Hibernate so much. Okay, I'm gonna do something interesting. Let's go to ChatGPT. Maybe it can help me out. I need help with mapping spring-data JPA at entities to an already existing database or to already database tables. Here are the tables. And here's what I've got already. Forgot I hate Hibernate. Thanks for reminding me. You're welcome. Enjoy enjoy this with me. It really is horrible, Crikey. Voila, something like that. I'll just remove this because it's incorrect anyway, Quote lines dot quote is a reference, a foreign key, I guess, to quote dot id. Okay, let's just do what it says. Embedded ID. Interesting. Ah yeah, it is indeed a composite ID, a combination between the ID and the order. Damn, ChatGPT. Okay, let's see if this works, Very interesting. So this we almost got right. Then we've got entity and the table name bullshit. Then we need to have this thing instead of our regular one. Ah, and we also need order in that case. We might need to like that. And then this is a data class code line ID that then consists out of the quote. Was it? Wait, it's still. This surprised me. Let's see what we get if we just do this. Nee? Ah, wacht. Ja, then mapping stuff. Quote line record JPA then needs a quote line, which is this thing. Quote line ID of this thing. Yeah, cool. And then if we want this thing to go back to a quote line, I need the ID.order, I think. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Collection is mapped by a property named quote which does not exist. Ah yeah, so this is why, okay, that's nice. So that's why I guess you need this thing. But then we're back to, yeah, how do you construct those, huh? Quote record JPA. And we're supposed to add it over here. Can we maybe make it nullable or something? Or go like latent at var or whatever. Let's just see if this works. Got something else this time. Text order. Quote. And if you open the SQL file thing again, we have that, eh? Should it be uppercase? Let's give it another name so that we don't need to use the cops then. Ord. Here, sir. Because this is a reserved keyword, I guess. Ord. Maar zot. Dat werkt gewoon. Okay, maybe a little bit of fucking around to make it work then? Let's try this. Paste. Don't have me. Ah. Okay. Redonkulous. So then it's like this then. I'm not sure what is more clear, the quadruple quotes or the backslash to escape it. I guess we'll do this one. Okay, strangely enough that works. Now let's run all of the tests. Okay, so fetching doesn't work because an operation is not implemented. That sort of makes sense. Let's go to this one. Don't need that thing anymore. I want result.ok when quotio this stuff, yeah. Oh my. And then I guess I'll need order somehow. Wait. Failed to lazily initialize. That's an easy fix. I'm going to just make it eager, eh? Fucking bocht. Fetch type. Hier, ja. Other stuff that's broken, hash code. Possibly because the thing we save. No, I'm just making shit up now. No idea. The quote line records are not the same. That's what I can read here. But why? Should be using that power assert thingy. To quote. Ja. Ah, wacht. Wait, this is something different. It's complaining about the JPA things here. Add all, find all. Or maybe this is the culprit. What if we do this? Let's just share it with ChatGPT. I'm actually wrapping the JPA CRUD repository in another class that has domain objects, because I don't want to expose JPA into my domain. This is, however, causing some compilation errors. then I guess I should tell it what it's not compiling on. There's no value passed for quote record JPA. Alright, so it was quote line.toRecord that was not compiling, and here you need a quote record, okay. But then where it's used, you do this, and then yeah, and there you actually don't need it, so maybe it just works. So yeah. ID should be JPA, and then what does the to record look like of the quote itself? You cannot use this because it doesn't take in. How does that work? This here is not a record yet, Let's see if I just copy paste it, if it works. Ah, voila. Same issue, Ah, it's introducing partials. Boo! Boo! God damn, that's so annoying. Fucking API, godverdomme. Ja. guess let's use it. It's just supposed to be an example anyway, yeah? And then people can see what ugly this looks like. Two partial records. Yeah, and then we can say, there's still an issue here, because I guess you want to save the complete code record here, huh? Like this. And that should be enough already, so then this thing never gets used like that. Nasty. Oof. Now nothing works. Yeah. Why is it null? Or when, maybe, is a better question. When hash code is called. When is hash code called? When you try to put it in a hash set. When does that happen? When shared entity manager. This dot lines is null. On a quote record JPA. So, according to Kotlin, it's never null. But then I guess JPA does something nasty to it, or what am I missing again this time? I hate. Did I already mention I hate JPA? My god, yeah, why is dit allemaal? So it's in the store, I assume, eh? Yeah. Okay. So what happens is we try to create a partial record. So when we do this, we just create our base quote record where we don't have, it's not null, it's just empty, empty set. Then what we try to do is map all of the lines into a bunch of quote lines. And when we do, we say, please, this is the record you're going to have to link at some point. And then this should work because the IDs match. And then eventually what we do is we go out and save this complete quote record that now has the quote lines, because we do the copy. So at this point, quote lines should, I mean the quote lines on the quote record should not be null. What the hell is this nonsense here? Fucking hell. Why is it null? Doing replace. It might have a reference or what? Nee, dat kan toch niet. Why is that? The to set creates a new one. Oh, fuck yeah. You figure it out. Oh. Jongen. So because that the Hibernate proxy bullshit, eh? So if you don't set this at all, like so, then it will not be set at all. It's nullable, or it gets turned into null at some part of the runtime, I guess. But it still doesn't fix it. Yeah, same issue. Quote record is initialized, yeah. Now initializes without lines, and lines are set. This I already had. Yeah, I guess what? Alright. It doesn't believe me that I already did it correctly. So I guess I'll just copy paste the whole thing then. Um, oh, what the hell? Am I not doing that? Quote record JPA is always initialized to a non-null value. So I go to quote. Wacht, quote line record. Quote, nee, quote record, yeah. Quote record. It's set to an empty set. It's what I'm doing. Or is it the orphan removal, comma true that's fucking stuff up? Yeah, so very good remark, Vincent. I don't think you should be using JPA ever. Case in point, ChatGPT is just helping me make some kind of a demo example. Yeah, makes sense. Vincent says hello back. Yeah, so the goal of today was to showcase that it's possible to have different implementations. Like you've got a data JPA quote repository, a data JDBC quote repository, and then a regular JDBC template repository. So this is not going to be using any of these. These are just stupid objects. Just to show that what the difference is between all of those to our quote unquote juniors KunlaQuota. I should just show them. You showed it is impossible to use JPA. Yeah, this is a valid conclusion. I mean, allez, yes and no. So this should be possible though, no? Like what's that nonsense? It's probably because if I were using Hibernate, I probably would have a different schema. That's what I think. And it also might be that the schema that I currently have is incorrect or missing some stuff. Like here, this implies that there's like a composite key, huh? So yeah. Oh god. I have fairly good points. Fucking ChatGPT, yeah. It's not helping me properly enough. Let's blame it on ChatGPT. We did discover this part, the embedded ID. Ah, hier, wacht. The quote field in quote line record is marked as nullable is false. Oh. Did we have that? Field in quote line record. Quote line record. Ah, we did not add this. That must be it. I guess that's not it. Oh. This is something else, huh? But I just removed a couple of things. My young toch. Is this crazy or what? Maybe it should be updatable true. Skipping repeated attempt to dit allemaal, man. What the fuck is this? Holy shit. Oh my god. Still explain, yeah. Let's see what happens if we do actually. No shit. Application context failed to load. Yeah, I'm not going into this. Allez. Oh god. Validate entity mapping. No more. There are no cyclic dependencies. There is a cyclic dependency, as you suggested it to me. Fucking hell. I think I'm going to leave it at this and then just try to show them a possible way to do it, and then just imagine that it works, and then I'll just tell them, but probably you need to make it work by generating your different or your alternative schema of something that doesn't have a bidirectional relationship like we've got here, because that's really messing with Kotlin then, I guess. Wacht eens even, hè. If we actually make this nullable, what happens then? Can we make it late in at var? we do that? Oui. Yeah, of course. I guess we'll do this. That cannot work, of course, so we'll put it in an apply. Okay, and it was this stuff. Yeah, then you don't have to do this thing anymore. Let's see if this works. Oh. Now there's issues with store multi-line quotes. It's an issue. Why is that? Expected. It was the order is incorrect. Guess I need to order these per order or something. Per yeah. Sorted by it dot order. Does that fix some stuff maybe? Yeah, I guess it's not on a save, but it's when you get them out. And for that I need this stuff. Made it work by making lines a late init bar. What now? Nee, not the quote, you idiot. You can stop. You can stop, it's okay. How do you write I don't just a JPA QL and that includes sorting? I want find all sorted desk to work. Yeah. It's this crap. Damn, I almost got it. Select you from, of course. Where? Nee, not where. Order by q dot. What was it? Order. Fuck. No, at am I descending? Something like that. Oh yeah, and then I need my lines to be sorted. How do you do that? Okay, almost got it, I guess. Actual is... we get the one with the Joker first. Let's just limit the one. Ja. Is it ascending? Nee, toch? Wat is dit hier, ja? Oké. Even this is incorrect, eh? Fairly sure it always needs to be descending, but then now retrieving those things, they're no longer sorted, so I guess what we should do is when we create our domain objects, where is that? So it would be over here. We say map it to quote, and then here, instead of just doing lines where we map them, maybe we can do sorted by it.order here. Would this work? Expected and actual. So expected is Uncle Ben. It's one thing, dude. What the fuck? Oh wait, and then actual is, or what looks like two things. Wacht, nee, I'm incorrect. So the order in which they return. Wacht, hè. Allee. We say make a quote now. Minus seconds 1. So quote 1 is the oldest, which should come at the end. That's correct. And then our find all is telling us to use find. Poor. Of course. I'm a poor. Okay, cool. Last one. Storing an already existing code shouldn't work. That's just implementation. So now we need to make sure that before we save or store, so that's somewhere in here, we need to figure out if that quote already exists. So if quote DAO dot exists by ID, cool. Which one? Quote dot ID value. So if it already exists, what I then want to return is return result dot error. This add value something. Add quote failed, sure. Quote already exists with an exclamation point. Cool, cool, cool. And otherwise, just do this nonsense. So we'll do else all of that. All green. Yeah. Then we can lift the return out of the if. Nice. And then I guess add braces everywhere. Cool. Let's import. Make it an expression body. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So this we don't need because it was referred to something else. Okay. How long are we streaming? Where do you see that again? An hour and 30. Oh. It's fine, eh? Jesus. So now our code is full of random stuff that we probably don't remember why we have that. And then the other thing, we could inline this, I guess. But I like it because it's it makes it into a complete quote record. It's more explicit this way is what I wanna say. Godverdomme man, ja. JPA, jong. I don't recommend it, Fucking hell. Okay, that's good. Let's try to run all of them then. It's part of the contract tests. Okay, let's run them all. Cool. So now it's running, yeah, as you can see, it's running the JPA quote one and then the fake one. And I guess it's missing the one that we had before. Which one was that? Data JDBC, this one. Oh no, that's the share. Quote. Where is that one? Quote, because this is the one for quote shares. That's no, feel like I lost one or something. I want the data JDBC quote repository test then. Data JDBC quote repository, this one, yeah. And it should implement the quote repository, where we implement this one, that one, which is yeah, the regular one, but more specifically, it's data JDB, this one, which is the one that we want to use. In fact, let's see if that works. Cool. So now if we run the contract test, fuck, I wanted to run this one. Voila, we're targeting 3.1. So we're targeting the one for spring-data-jdbc, spring-data-jpa, and then there's the JPA template one that still needs to be implemented. Oof. Okay, almost there, almost there, almost there. Let's commit. Good lord. Commit. Yeah. Sure. Okay, then we've got the last one that we wanted to implement, which was data JDBC. No, not this one neither, just like the regular one. We have an implementation for it already somewhere. This one, template code repository. Okay, so for this we also want a test. Let's put it close to this one then. Guess it looks a lot like that one, so let's call it JDBC template quote repository test. Yep. And then here, instead of injecting the data config, I want to, I guess it looked more like the other one, the JPA. Maybe I should add a package then. JDBC template or something. Move it in there. And then move this one to that JDBC thing. I guess it's not data, but the data there, it's more about like adding repositories and stuff. Sure. Okay, cool. Let's look at this one again, because here we add a specific JPA config just for the test, so that we can wire in the other one. And that, I guess, is what we also want to do here, unless... Yeah. Yeah, let's see how far we get. This is the correct one, JDBC template, so let's call it JDBC template config. I'm not sure if we'll even need something for it. We don't need this, neither do we need that. And we want to create a JDBC template. Okay, not the test then, like that. And this does not need a quote DAO injected into it. It just wants the JDBC template injected into it, which is fuck, what's that thing called again? Named this one. JDBC. Yeah, that's simply incorrect. Add parameter. Yeah. Nice. Then we want this one to be injected. Okay, now let's just try running it and see if we can at least, how do you say that, get the Spring context loading. Apparently we cannot, because unable to retrieve at enable auto configuration base packages. What? We also don't need to do that. Let's run again. Oh, there is something that you need. It might be that. Maybe this. No, this is data JDBC though. Maybe that will just inject the template then? Or we will have to define our template ourselves. It's another thing we could do. Yeah. Let's try that. So, okay. So, bean fun JDBC template, sure. Should take in that one. Should return a named, and then this one requires a data source. Data source will just inject. It's not an any, ja, kom ja. Ja, change file. What happens if you do this? Now there's no data source, okay. Define a data source manually then. Yeah, my. And this thing, oh shit, how does that work again? There's like a data source builder. Oh, that stuff, great. And then you can override like property source. I should go look at the string.data source just like that, I guess. But it's not property source, maybe. Property mapping, maybe. Maybe this works. Oh. Context is loading. So, to explain this magic... Wait. It's using this property stuff as a specific data source now. Yeah, data source settings even to go to populate its data source, which then is used to create a named parameter JDBC template with, which gets then injected into this thing here that is required by our JDBC template code repository, and now we should try and implement operations. The thing I'm worried about though is that it's using this application YAML and not like currently then, and not the one that I want to eventually override in here. Something that might be interesting here is that this thing, how does that work again? So the service connection over here is, I don't remember, either it's providing, okay. Yeah, so I don't know how you link it to your Postgres container. That's the link I'm missing currently. But that's a problem for later, I guess. Because now we're just getting not implemented, eh? So let's go here and start implementing some stuff, eh? Let's make it into a private val so that we can use it. So how does that work? I guess it's a bit wishful thinking, but it's something similar. So what we want to do is we just want to execute some SQL. We say insert into quote, and then I'll need to cheat a bit. It's just quote. Where we do ID and then at values. And now I think you can do something like this indeed. That gives you the string, and now you can say or define a map or a SQL parameter source. Which one should we do? SQL parameter source. This doesn't look right, huh? No. Maybe there's implementations for this. A map SQL, yeah, or it's a simple thing, no idea. Let's try this one. There was also that just with a regular map. Let's try that one instead. So this is the param map. So let's do a map of, and then we want ID to be equal to quote.id. And then there was something else. At. Yeah, whatever gets returned here is an integer. I guess we don't need that. But we do need to save, and whatever we return should just be quote itself. And then wrapped in an OK, I guess. Cool. And then let's see if the store start running this one more specifically. Allez. Just run this one. Oei. Yeah, I guess. Where is it? This one? How come you cannot just run that? Oh, voila. Then let's keep on running them all, I guess. It's annoying. Okay, so I guess you don't need to define the colons then. Yeah. Voila. Strange that it's only complaining about it now. So the moment you try to use the JDBC template, that's when it's breaking, and that, I guess that's sort of makes sense too. Data source for JDBC URL is required. Ja, I guess. What if we just copy this thing in here? Sure, let's run it. No, still same issue, so let's undo that. Yeah, now the issue for me is I don't know how to link the maybe just property mapping is incorrect. Oh, that's fine. What's wrong with this? That's what I was looking for. Same issue though. Test Postgres provided by test containers. But where is that again? Over here. That sort of makes sense. So you expect there to be a PostgreSQL container that you can then copy the things from, the settings. Okay. Like that. wanted the ID. Wait, somehow. Yeah, okay, that sort of makes sense. So, like, not sort of, actually completely makes sense, because quote ID here is a quote ID. So, we should just use the string. And then for this, I don't know, I hope it just works, but we'll see if that does work. I'm expecting the same issue. Against of quotes. Relation quote does not exist. What do heck? Ah, yeah. So I guess this table thing. No dice. Insert into quote. Maybe this works. Do I need to prefix a schema or something? It could in fact indeed not exist because in both I think at least in both Spring Data JDBC and the JPA one there, because our flyway enabled is set to true, and not here because it will be in the test itself, huh? But so somewhere in here, where is it? The regular one, data JDBC here, because we do auto-configure data JDBC, flyway will be executed, is my guess. And now we don't have anything of that, I think at least, because that's this one, huh? No, the test, please. This one. Yeah. So maybe we should just try do this and then hope that flyway gets run. Oh, it might be something else, huh? Let's go look at the bottom part. Yeah. And this one lives in JDBC over here. We call it JDBC over here. Fair. Still some issues. Oh, balls down. Is there a way to auto-configure flyway or something? Or we do this one. tell it how to. No, my tests look like. Let's link it then. The dependency I already have. I've got the scripts. Sure. And there's also an add flyweight test. What's that thing? We can try that, I guess. Ah, so this is just configuration then. And you need to put that above or just below. So I've been putting it below. No. I guess this is gonna be an old one. Or I don't have that dependency. Let's Google. Is this still alive or? Sure, yeah, I guess so. Flyweight test extensions. Sure, yeah. Ah, wait, you're supposed to put it on wait, Wait, that's annoying because then it breaks my contract. Let's first see if that works. Doesn't even work, yeah. Maybe what we can do, is to add this thing here and then see if that just works too. So if you go like that, and then our data source should be the one that gets injected. Oei. And it lives in DB migration. Yeah. See if that does anything. Well, we're getting the bad SQL grammar again. Run. Migrate. We could try that. So that's the add before each then. And then what we'll do is, I guess we want to add auto wired. Yeah, there's no reason. Yeah, I wanted flyway indeed. Migrate, and then assert that it worked or something, migrate result. Just fucking print it or something. Hier, ja. Oh, we're getting somewhere. The print. Zalig. Okay. Interesting that it works though, since it's not actually. It's always just returning the existing this thing you put in. So what I would like to know is whether this worked. This migrate result. Here, success. If not, I guess what I want to do then is fail with migrate result dot error or something, or warnings. Let's do join using a new line or something. Here. And then else will, what do? We can print migrations. And those we can join to string using a new line. And then I don't know what's in here. Oh, okay. I hope just the toString works fine. Here's a successfully validate. Nice. It's cool, huh? Don't know why it's doing this part though. Migrate, and then where is this? Either what? So we already get the output of that stuff, so I don't think we even need to print anything. Guess we do want to fail though, if there's an issue. Okay, then cool. Okay, now let's try to implement it. So I want to have an insert both in this quote table and then I guess also in the what's it called, code lines, So also do JDBC template update where we try to insert that's not quite correct. What's in here? Isn't it code lines? Wait. Sure, this is correct, huh? What do we want to put in there is values, and then we've got the quote ID, I guess, the order, the name, and the text. Okay, so for all of these we need our params. And here my camel humps is failing me, so I'll do, I keep on forgetting, or I haven't added it to, I want move carrots to next word with selection different camel hump mode, so that means it will select the entire word even if there's capitalization in the same word. Voila. And then I'll need boink. And these, let's put them on same tab. Oh, what? Actually, oh, crap. So, 2, and then this I guess I want to do for a quote line, for every quote line. And that thing we don't have yet, but it's probably going to look like that in some kind of a fashion. So these we need to update per quote line. So let's do quote lines, and then for each, and then this for each will just define the quote line like that, and we'll put this statement in here, and then it's not quote ID. This should just come from quote .id .value. Nice. This is an int, you know, translation. It's a string. Here it's also string. I guess this already should make sure that the lines are in there too. Then what? Then eventually we want to do a return OK. Let's see if that is not containing any errors. Looks legit. Otherwise we would have gotten explosions from trying to call this update statement. So then this part, let's return it to a block body. And what do we want to do? Well, you'll use the template. There is a query. Yeah. And I want to do select start from quote Q. Turn it into raw string literal, where we put it all on. Voila. Join quote lines QL or something on heerse q.id. Yeah, almost is quote. And then what I want is q.id, q.add, ql.order, I guess. And then the other things, I don't know, name, ql.text. And then I honestly don't remember what else I need. We've got order. I think this is all I need. Oh Jesus. Yeah, and then this query thing needs a row mapper or something. SQL parameter source. That I don't need. I guess we'll join already. I mean order by q.add descending. and then I need, I think, a row mapper there at the bottom. Should be a quote row mapper or something. This can be an object. Don't know what all of this crap is, in fact. Now it should implement. Should implement a row mapper for quote. Yeah, one of these, yeah. Then we'll need an override. I guess the issue is a little bit that we'll get multiple IDs, so I guess what will be returned out of this thing is a list of quote lines and its quote row. So maybe what we can do is make this or turn it into a quote row or something that then contains the full information. Data class, the thing that just represents a row. And then we'll do val quote ID, which is string for now, I think. We'll do at, which is time. We've got the quote line name. Then we've got the quote line text, and we also have the order, which is an int, and we'll put this one over here, right? And then we'll just translate this row into a list of quotes. So this will return quote row mappers, and then we'll need to turn them into quotes that have their lines. We'll need to do some join logic somewhere. This should return a quote row then. Yeah. Okay, so how do we do that? We return quote row where can we do an add parameter names or something? Quote ID equals rs dot get string quote ID. It should be okay. Then we'll do at, which is rs dot date. I guess for this we need to name these things. So this is as quote ID. This is as at. This would be order. Issue. So line order or something. This is as line name and as line text, something like that. So what did we say? At? Yeah, it's just at. Then we'll have the order equals rs.get int line order. Wat is het probleem? Ja. Nou ja, it's a timestamp to local date time. Hier zijn. Okay, we'll need grade and then tags. And this should be line text. Okay. Well, I hope this works. I'm not sure it will, because if some of these are nullable, because this is just the Java API, yeah? It turns here. If the column value is null, then null is returned. So Kotlin sort of conveniently hide the fact that it could be null. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. As in this case, we actually don't. But then again, not null, not null, not null. I guess int should also be not null. I'm not even sure you can do that. You can, voila. So then nothing is null in our columns, which is what we want. Great. So this will return us a list of quote rows. And then what we'll need to do is map those rows. I think we can just do group by, Andy. Group by. Yeah, this is what I want. So the key selector is I think we'll just do quote row quote ID. And then the transform should be how do you want to transform that row into a quote itself. Ja, toch, hè? So because all of the quote rows are grouped per quote ID, which is what we want. And then we'll get so quote ID, I guess we'll still need. So let's just make it the row. And then what we want is we want to create one quote using the row.id. And this is, yeah, we need this from string. So from string of the row.id. This is not a row. Yeah. Oh, it's called quote ID. Yeah. ID equals this. Okay, then next part is the add, which is the rows. Wat is het probleem, jong? Excuse you. What? Why not? So if I explicitly define a type like that, it does work. Interesting. Can I inline it? You can. And then it also stops complaining. Ah, I guess it was a comma then. Okay. And then we'll need lines, and for this, we can just say wacht eens. Hang on, huh? So how does this group by thing work again? Yeah, so and then you get a value transform. Where does it say anything about the value transform? Groups value returned by value transform. Oh, maybe that's not what I wanted then. I guess just return. Wacht hè. Group rows. I wanted to specify that type. Yeah. So now what I wanted to do is I wanted to transform these grouped rows into a list of quotes. Is that just map? I think so. Yeah. So like this, and then this is the quote ID. It will be a bit nasty because we'll need to fetch the unless I get the add from one of the rows. So we want to return one quote where this is the quote ID, and then let's just do you know that you will get at least one but there needs to be actually there will never be not a quote line, so there's always a first one. If that's not the case, then there's a serious issue and it can just explode then, and these now need to be mapped to quote lines. So quote line where we hello quote is it just line quote dot line, yeah, this thing, order, which is it dot order, then it name, it text. Okay, and I guess we just want to return that, and that doesn't work because it needs to be a result. Okay, run. Maybe the fetch will work. Ooh, the fetch works. And then last but not least, already existing quote. So I guess that one. And we can do some refactoring later. Eh? But if we want to do a fucking hell. Nice. Yeah, so what we first want to find out is if there's already a quote with that ID. Let's see, yeah, so if that JDBC template query select count, I guess, from quote where I think it's just ID. Is the other way, like this, and then we pass along a param map again. How do you do that? Map of ID to quote.id dot value. And then this is, oh damn it, it's becoming too much. Let's put this in here there's like a query for boolean or count query for int here. Or isn't there like an exist select exists? Sure. Amount of quotes with ID. And then if amount of quotes with ID is bigger than 0, in that case return what add quote failed with whole issue. It can be null. Damn. What happens if it's null? Like, can it actually ever be null? Let's find out. But yeah, it should be error with this thing. Yeah. Almost. Voila, tests passed. Now we can do some cleanup. So this is exists, and then maybe what we can do is include this part here. So if that is bigger than 0, then we can do this. Then we can say quote exists. Then we can extract. Maneni. Go here. Switch to receiver. Inline. Then we'll do that. And then else we'll do all of this crap. And then we can do remove or what? I was gonna check for return lift or lift return out of if. Commit doesn't do that. Seems to work. Then, what are all of these things? This is like the actual insert in the table, don't know why. Maybe, yeah, I don't know why. This is insert into quote table. Maybe what we can do is extract it all then. Insert. And then we'll go here, we'll say again, convert to receiver. And then what I would love to do is just return this thing. So this is the, what you call it? The side effects. So I learned that you can put side effects, or that it makes sense to return or to put side effects inside of an also block. So really what we want to do is we want to return a quote, but then also insert it. Something like this, and I'm not sure if I like it. Then maybe we need to revert this again, like something like this then. Does that still work? That's the exists function. Then we've got the find all. Here is the query that fetches all of the rows, so we can do fetch all rows order by at. And then we want to group them, and I guess we can try to inline all of these. And I'm not sure if I want to extract this into a method. Wacht, hè. So before we do inline stuff, actually, it's just a group by statement there. Maybe what we can do is mapping it to the let later. Quotes. Don't know why it's remained there, but now we can inline this one too. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I want to inline and remove, yeah. Then I can convert to expression body. Now we can read fetch all rows ordered by at, group them by a quote ID, and then what we can do is put this in a another function. So to do that, what I can do first is extract this into a variable. Then I can extract this including the map, and then call this convert to quote. Make it an extension function, or convert it to receiver, inline it again, and then we can do this part all over again. And now, voila. And now it reads, your find all is implemented by fetching all the rows ordered by at, then group them per quote ID, and then do convert to quotes. Actually, what we could do is put this group by inside of this convert to quotes, because that's really what we want to indicate, I think. So I will undo a little bit. Yeah. One more, I guess. Yeah. So now what I want is yeah, really, I just want this one to be extracted to a variable so that I can select the group by inside of 2. We call this convert to quotes. Make this a receiver. Inline this again. And now it really reads fetch all, convert to quotes, turn them as an OK. looks a bit nicer. And this is like the quote conversion, I guess. So here what we can do, I want to turn it into like a method reference. I think you can do that if you can turn this into a val first. Don't care about the type just yet. And then is there a way to turn this into function or something? Not really. Allee, not that I know. Maar ja, we've got the signature here, so this is input, this is output. So let's create a private function map row to quote. This is the input, like we just said. It's an entry, and something that comes out is a quote, and then the content. Oh wait, maybe we can split it up on like yes, then it looks. I think it will work. Now I'm not sure anymore. Like this then, and then quote ID. I guess we can destructure. So quote ID, comma rows equals the entry. Is there a way to inline this stuff? Probably not. And then I think what we could do is, instead of using this transform, we could say use this instead. No. And then I wonder if we can just use this as two arguments as well, and that the destructuring happens automatically. So because I'm not sure of it, what I want to do is I want to make a secondary function called just do, where we say the quote ID is a string, and then this is called rows. We don't need the entry, and then let's find out if we can just change this to 2. Nee. There's no automatic destructuring happening there. Guess we'll stick to the previous one then. Is there a way to turn it into a single line? Yes, there is. If we say do return entry and then transform it into a quote, where here we destructure the entry itself like that, and then we need a final curly. Then we don't need this. We turn it into an expression body, and then it's sort of reads like that. I'm not sure if this is better. You'll have to tell me. Then let's do some tidying, because first this one is called, which I want to hide away because it's SQL stuff. Then there's convert to quotes. Then there's as okay, and then convert to quotes. If you navigate there, there's first the group by, and then there's the map, which uses that map row to quotes. this just do quote. That looks nice. Yay! Okay. I wonder if we can clean up some more here. Here we're hiding this stuff, because all of this is like raw SQL stuff. What we could do now is move all of that SQL stuff into this, like some kind of a representation of the table or whatever, so that we can make it a little bit more type safe. But allez, on the other hand, it's also just the power of using JDBC template, where you can just really use raw SQL, huh? I'm happy enough with this, young. I'm gonna move these queries, or sorry, not those queries. The yeah, actually, it is the queries over here, so that they all can live together. And then this is good enough for me. Guess there might be something where we're using two update statements, one after the other, and I'm not sure if that, like, let's imagine that you try to insert a quote, but one of its lines doesn't have, or it's trying to insert one of its lines fails, then I think you will have the quote still, because we're not doing any rollback or anything. So yeah, I guess we should probably take care of that somehow. Wacht, we don't need this thing then. If it's then it looks nicer, I think, if we put it on two lines like that. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna commit this. So this is added Spring, oh actually not just JDBC template implementation. What did we change here? Oh yeah. So before we let's run all of the tests. This should be a contract test. If we then run all of them, now there's 4. There's a spring-data-jdbc, the JDBC template, the JPA one, and then a fake one that's backed by a list. And they should all still work. Hooray! Commit. Alright, now I'm ready for Friday. And ready for bed. Thanks for watching and the help and the shared pain while implementing or trying to mess with Hibernate. Yeah, hope to see you next time. I might be changing the stream time or the schedule to always stream on Monday or on Wednesday. It depends a little bit for reasons. So yeah, we'll see who sticks around and who doesn't. All right. Thanks for hanging around, and see you normally next week. Have a good one. Peace, y'all.